Hey guys, David here. Welcome to Digital Outlook, where you're going to find the best community in all of crypto. In today's video, I'm going to show you how this market really works and how you can come out an absolute winner. So guys, without further ado, why don't we get to it? Now, guys, one thing I want to address right off the top is this. I have always said that I believe that the low in Bitcoin was back in June at that 17.5. And I said, hey, if I'm ever proven wrong, number one, I'm going to come out and own it. So here I am, a man of my word, coming out there and saying, I own that. Why? Because here we are, guys. Take a look. 16,162. Now, for all those folks that are out there saying, hooray, I was right and he was wrong, I want to share something with you. Guys, what we're witnessing here has never happened in the history of Bitcoin. We have lost historical market structure, and right now, it is very tenuous and very difficult to apply technical analysis going forward because all of the price history we've had since the history of Bitcoin has been literally tossed out the window. Now, I'm not the only TA person out there that thinks that. And by the way, guys, I don't really consider myself a big TA guy. Now, I do TA, but I do it for myself because I don't want anyone else following my TA because, hey, look, those are the risks that I take, but I want you guys to be able to make your own decisions and not follow that. That's why I don't do TA, but I do follow some guys that are really big in this space that have amazing TA and some serious history of really being successful. And one of the ones I follow is a guy named CoinsKid. And I want you to take a look right over here. Now, CoinsKid has explained all of the structures that I would use to support in a way better than I could ever do. And so I'm recommending that you guys go and take a look at this video, the Magnificent 7 BTC price prediction. And he put this out just 3 months ago, and it is CoinsKid. So go on there. There's the icon. You can find it. And guys, this guy nails it. He totally explains why we would have believed that 17.5 should have been our absolute bottom and our floor in this space, and that right now we have lost some big time historical market structure. Now, another person that you could probably look at that I'm sure many of you already follow would be Blockchain Backer. He also does a really good deep dive into the analysis of that and why right now in the space that we're in, it is really anyone's guess of where we're going. So now, guys, when you really can't go back and rely on technical analysis because you're in uncharted water, what do you look at next? Well, guys, you look at fundamental analysis. And this is where your utility and confidence in that utility in these digital assets is really going to matter big time. So for me, I'm looking at the utility of the various assets that I'm in, and I'm telling you guys, I've done my research, I've done my due diligence. I'm not getting shaken out of my position because I know what I hold. I know the fundamental use case for XRP, XLM, XDC, Algorand, and on have some solid utility and going forward have amazing opportunity. That is genuinely what I believe. But guys, there is something else in times like this that happens in this space that you need to be aware of so that you can navigate these uncharted waters and literally come out a winner on the other side. And guys, what am I talking about? Well, I am talking about crypto market manipulation. Now, this is absolutely huge. And we're not just talking about FUD. We'll get into that and what an explanation of real FUD is, but we're not just talking about FUD here. What we're are talking about, guys, is a strategic plan by a lot of big heavyweights in this space that genuinely go through a cycle of manipulation in this market in ways in which they literally cause the behavior of retail buyers and sellers to fall in the way in which they want them to go. And guys, it is truly amazing. And what am I talking about there? I am talking about the psychology of a market cycle. And we're going to just take a look here. This is the Wall Street cheat sheet. And guys, they do not call it the Wall Street cheat sheet for nothing. It is not the Main Street cheat sheet. This is the Wall Street cheat sheet because they know exactly how to manipulate. They know exactly the timing is almost perfect in the way in which they do this. And not only that, guys, they program their bots that work on all of these markets and these market makers in such a way so that it follows the psychology of the market. It is truly something else. So let's kind of go through it here. So this is the beginning of a market cycle way down in here. Now, truly, it actually starts over here when you hit rock bottom and you're in depression. And then there's a little bit of a rally and there's this disbelief. Oh, this is a sucker rally. And then there's the first sell-off. And that first sell-off comes right in here to this disbelief phase. Now, guys, for me, I genuinely believe that this is where we are. We are in this real serious disbelief phase before you are going to see this amazing run-up coming up, I believe, in 2023 into 2024. I truly do. Now, in this period right here where there's this disbelief, you've got all this narrative going out there in the marketplace. It is so scary. You don't want to be involved in these markets. It is too dangerous. On and on and on. And the FUD that gets sown out there is truly something else. So guys, what I wanted to do, and I'm going to take a look if it's here. Yeah, I think it is. What I want you to do is just take a look over here at this definition of FUD with me, if you will. It says, if you're unfamiliar with the term FUD, which means fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that's what it says. It's an acronym for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And it is a strategy to influence the perception of the market by spreading negative or misleading, can be even positive stuff, or false information. And guys, that's what goes on when you're dealing with this here. Now, in times, it's misleading in a negative way. Other times, they mislead you in a positive way. So let's go through it. So over here, you've got hope. A recovery is possible. It starts to move up and people start to believe. But not everyone is convinced. But right around this time, you're going to see the narrative change just ever so slightly of, oh my goodness, wow, that was heavy duty. We really made it out of that. And you're going to see that all in the media. You're going to see it on the news. You're going to get the Jim Cramers coming out there saying, wow, we dodged that bullet, blah, blah, blah. And then as things start to move up and it gets really kind of going, and now right in here, you're going to see a lot of people starting to take notice. And you're going to get all these big guys that come on all these finance shows and all the news media, and they're going to say, hey, wow, this is amazing. Da, 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 da. What a great opportunity. And up and in here, you're going to get people that now are fully believing. Why? Because down in here, some folks got in and they made some profits up here and some pretty good gains, and they're telling their family and friends and they're getting in. And then over here, it becomes a big thrill ride. Now, I have lived through this. I can tell you, you feel exactly what they're saying in here. I will buy more on margin. I got to tell everybody, you are literally willing to go into deep debt and get in there to buy. And some people have been known to really step out on the edge there and even take mortgages on their homes to get into this space so they had more to invest. And then all of a sudden you're in this euphoria, this blow off top is happening. And this is when you see all the celebrities coming out, and man, it is fanfare. And the last run, did we not see that? All these big time celebrities coming out and shilling all kinds of various cryptos. And now you got the SEC following up on a few of those guys. But that's what was going on. And this is how you're feeling inside. I'm a genius. Why didn't I figure this out before? We're all going to be rich. And you're way up here. And you're thinking, man, this is just going to keep on going, keep on going. Well, the big boys right about here, what are they doing, guys? They're telling you not to buy in down here. And what they're doing up here is they're offloading their bags. And I'm telling you, they are selling it off as fast as they can. And then boom, you see a big drop, like we saw in the last run, and it comes way, way, way down. So you're looking at 30, 40, maybe even a 50% drop from the high down back here. And then it kind of has a little bit of a relief rally, and folks are saying, oh, it just needs a little bit of cooling off time, consolidate, and we're going to see another rally. And that is exactly what we saw last time. I'm telling you guys, I was watching these YouTubers and a bunch of them I can name, and that is exactly the narrative that they were putting out there. Hey man, we just need some time to cool off, and then boom, we're going to go right back up, and we're going to see some major all-time highs, even beyond what we just saw, and on and on. Well, what happens? Boom, we come down. And the anxiety sets in. Why am I getting margin calls? Remember, you're buying margin over here. Well, now you're getting called. You're getting liquidated. And this dip is taking longer than I expected. Boom, down again. And my investments are with great companies. They're going to come back. Hey, that's when people are looking at, oh my goodness. Well, down in this phase here, guys, the narrative is coming out. What's happening with the media and all this and that? They're saying, oh, just hold on. It's not as bad as it looks, blah, blah, blah. But what you see is all of those celebrity folks, they're nowhere to be found. They're not making any big waves in there, but you still got the folks in the business media and the news saying, hey, it's going to take some time, but we're going to recover, da, 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 da. Then all of a sudden you get this capitulation. Wonk, this massive drop. And the person's saying, crap, everybody's selling. I need to get out too. And look, the guys that were buying up here, wow, they're selling down here and they're being manipulated like crazy. And you'll literally have people like Jim Cramer getting on, literally crying into their sleeve, telling you how sorry they are for telling you that this was such a great investment back in here and that you should have sold. Oh, I'm so sorry. Come on, guys. That is the most disingenuous baloney that we have ever seen, but it goes on every market cycle. And then you get down here and people start getting really PO'd. Who shorted this market? How did the government allow this to happen? And now what happens here, guys? All the narrative. Oh, we need better regulations. This shouldn't be allowed. Da, 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 da. Meanwhile, up here, they're telling you, hey, look, the government needs to step out of the market. This needs to be a free market. Da, 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 da. Down here, they want the government to come in and actually get them back their money or do something to these bad guys up here. But guys, this is the way the cycle keeps going. And then all of a sudden you get these drops. You're down in capitulation and you're depression. My retirement money's lost. How can we pay for all this stuff? Oh, I'm a complete idiot. And I'm telling you guys, this is how it happens every single cycle. And all along the way, you have all the Wall Street guys pumping their bags until they've dropped out here. And what are they doing as you guys are selling out down here? Getting scared to death. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, they're reaccumulating up and down here. They're buying all this fear. They're lapping it up like a dog. They're getting as much as they possibly can. Why? Because they know this is coming right here. They know this is coming all over again. Now, I'm going to show you a little clip here. And the clip is from Tika Tawari talking to Glenn Beck. And this is really going to open your eyes to the kind of backroom manipulation that all these big time investors do and how they manipulate our emotions and the narratives they put out there and what they're doing behind the scenes. So I'm going to move over here. Let's just take a look at this video right here. And in 2-3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, we'll be right back.
On September 12th, Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud. He says he'll fire any one of his traders buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin drops 24%. When Jamie Dimon speaks, people listen. People listen. So that weekend, we found out that the largest buyer of a Bitcoin fund that's in Europe that buys physical Bitcoin, right? The largest buyer was Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And that's not illegal.
He says it's a fraud.
It says he'll fire anyone that buys it.
Fire.
Yes.
And at the same time, his company is buying
His
it.
company is buying it.
It's just, I mean, so unethical.
Right.
Okay, George Soros.
George Soros, in
Hate
January
this
24th, price was already down, calls Bitcoin a bubble, says Bitcoin is the worst, the worst investment in the world. Don't buy Bitcoin. Don't buy Bitcoin. Basically throws gasoline on the fire
Yeah.
at this point. And then what do we find out? So he says bubble here.
It drops 44%.
Right. And then here in April, 2 months later, guess what we find out?
Yeah.
His $26 billion family office has approval to buy cryptocurrency.
Right. And we only knew about it publicly here. And
yes.
this is the kind of thing that George Soros is famous for this, talking the sterling down.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He stole the pensions of all the little people.
Yeah, made $1 billion.
Yeah. Okay.
So then here now, Goldman Sachs, this, again, February 7th, most cryptocurrencies will crash to zero. Now, I remember when they said this in February, and I had, through my network, I knew that Goldman Sachs was setting up a crypto trading desk. Absolutely knew they were setting up a crypto trading desk. And
I
then,
remember you telling me that.
right. And then, of course, they were denying it. No,
Yeah,
we're not.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
we're not. No, we're not. Price falls down 27%. And then what do we find out? We find out here, they say BTC 0. And then we find out just before May, new trading desk. Not only that, they put $400 million to buy a cryptocurrency trading platform. Okay, so February 7th, it's all going to zero. May, we just spent $400 million just on a flyer.
And they're not the only ones.
No. So you have a lot of institutions that are coming. You had Christine Lagarde from the IMF come out. And this was, what's funny about this, Glenn, is it was all around the same time. It was almost like I can't prove collusion, but, it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck.
And you know what?
It's probably a duck.
The people, they all hang out together. They all think alike. It doesn't have to be calling each other.
Yeah.
They know this game.
Yes. So IMF, Christine Lagarde says in the first part of the year, says all central banks should band together against cryptocurrency.
Right.
Have you ever heard her say all banks should band together against illegal arms?
No.
Or illegal drugs?
No.
Or human trafficking?
No.
No. But this nascent asset class, we must all join arms against.
What this did was play into people's heads that these guys are never going to let Bitcoin survive.
Right.
And so people thought, this is
Start
over.
selling, yeah.
So let me show you, can we show a chart of the 5 crashes? This is from, I think,
Last year, right?
last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have that chart of the 5 crashes of Bitcoin?
Right. Was 30%. Right. I think 4 of them were 30% and 1 was 40%.
And here it is. Explain this chart. Those are Amazon crashes.
Okay, so these are Amazon.
Do you have Bitcoin?
Yeah, we need the Bitcoin chart.
We are.
All right, they'll come up later.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I want to talk about now is one of the key lessons I learned from being involved in the market so long is rather than listening to what people are saying, look at what they are doing.
So guys, when you see that, doesn't that just make your stomach turn? I mean, here these guys are literally coming out saying, oh, no, don't touch it. Well, they're just loading up their bags. And then when it's time to sell, they're telling you it's the best thing since sliced bread and you better get on board. I'm telling you guys, they do this all the time and they are absolute experts at it. And just to nail the point home, here's the actual article. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, I'd fire any trader in a second for trading Bitcoin. And then just take a look at this narrative when it was time to offload their bags. Jamie Dimon's JP Morgan says Bitcoin slide has created significant upside for crypto investors. I mean, guys, you cannot even make this stuff up. These guys are absolute experts when it comes to manipulating the narrative out there in the market and creating either some fear, uncertainty, and doubt, or FOMOing in, and they are controlling that sentiment narrative. And this is why we need to be so aware of it, so that we can actually put ourselves in a position to really come out on top and be the winners of what's going on there. Now, did you listen to Tika Tawari said there at the end? He basically said this: I don't follow their advice. I've learned to follow their behavior. And that's what we need to do. Now, guys, I want to give a shout out here to Digital Asset Investor, because I'm going to play a little clip of a video that he did. And in this video, he's going over Gary Gensler's timeline, and I think it's going to be very eye-opening. And I'm going to share some of my thoughts with you right after we take a look at this very short clip. But guys, take a look, and we'll be right back.
I went and checked because John asked. March 29th, 2022, right in the middle of Gary aggressively suing Ripple. Look who he's meeting with at 4 o'clock. Meeting with IEX, FTX. These are all the people, including Sam Bankman-Fried at FTX. Gary Gensler, who is protecting you investors out there from the bad guys, is meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried. He's meeting with all of these people from FTX. This is how he's protecting you while he's suing Ripple and XRP. Okay?
So now, guys, the more and more I think about where we are, because look, I'm going to tell you something. The technical analysis and the charts in this, there is no way, based on that historic structure, that we should be seeing such a dive as we are now. Now, I know there were always folks saying, oh, it's going to fall more and da-da-da-da. But I'm telling you, based on that historic structure, there was no rationale for it to go below that. There were so many indicators that 17.5 was the low. But needless to say, regardless of all of that, the fact is, and I'm really getting more and more suspicious as I dig a little deeper and reading all this, here we are in a situation where these guys, we know these big bankster types, the Goldman Sachs, the JP Morgans, they want to wipe out the ability for us as individuals to go and deal directly with exchanges. Nope, they want the traditional rails, guys, where we're coming in and we're going into their brokerages and we're paying those brokerage fees. And on top of that, perhaps even the custody fees that are going to be involved in custodying these assets. And it's my guess, guys, that there is some strategic work afoot that they literally want to destroy this space. Nobody 2 weeks ago could even imagine the fact that FTX was going to be in the situation that we're in. And just take a look here. The feds are now probing crypto exchange FTX over handling of client funds. Are you kidding me? You were literally out there talking to these guys, all their executives, face to face and everything else, and you didn't have a clue that something might have been missing with all of the multi-millions of dollars of talent that you have over there at the SEC. I'm telling you guys, something just doesn't smell right in my view. Now, I want to show you something else over here. Kind of solidifies what I'm talking about. So here you have Binance pulling out of the deal to acquire rival crypto exchange FTX. Well, of course, after they saw all the books and everything like that, they're like, whoa, we're hands off on this one. It is going to be a hot potato. And guys, what we're seeing now is all these exchanges halting withdrawals all at the same time. It is really something. And I want to show you something that I think is quite interesting now in terms of the narrative. And remember, hey, let's remember that definition there of FUD. It's an acronym for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It is a strategy to influence the perception of the market by spreading negative, misleading, or false information. Well, guys, just take a look at this. Binance acquires FTX. That was the narrative just a day ago there. Is Binance manipulating FTT 70% crash? That's the speculation that was out there, and that was absolute sheer FUD. And how do we know that? Binance has taken themselves out of that deal altogether. So this was absolute FUD. Well, who is selling this information? Well, guys, we know who's selling it. It's the big boys at the top that are trying to scare the living dickens out of us. Now, I want to see something else here. Look at this. Crypto exchange Binance helped Iranian firms trade 8 billion despite sanctions just a day before that. So now we're going to throw that on there. And I doubt to the validity of this, or even how really basically sincere this information is, because when you think about it, guys, do you think Binance is going to put their global exchange on the line for trading with a country that they know is really on the ban list for everybody? I don't believe so. This could have happened for sure, but did it happen with Binance's complicity? I really highly doubt it. Now, here's another one. Look over this. Bitcoin crash in November. How safe is your crypto exchange? I'm telling you guys, it is all out there. Now listen, I have always said, in my view, it is best to keep your crypto on your cold storage wallet, but there's a whole bit difference in saying that than saying all of these exchanges are in absolute disastrous condition. Because I tell you what, guys, my feeling is they want to just push these guys completely to the sidelines, come in and scoop up all this business, and you're going to see some big time regulations start coming about. Now, that's what I think. But the important message that I really want you guys to get here is this. We have been manipulated in this market from day one. And what's going on now is nothing different than what has gone on in the past. And in order to really navigate this marketplace, you have got to know what you hold, know the value of its utility. Has the utility for XRP, XLM, XDC, Algorand, and Quant, and all the various other ones, had they really diminished? Are the ecosystems shrunken? No, they're not. They're even bigger than what they were in the past. And the use cases are even stronger than what they ever were. And you're looking at all of the strategic partnerships and the membership, or the management team, I should say. And look, the real world utilities, all of that stuff is out there. None of the fundamentals have changed. And so this is what I would say in the current environment that we're in. Don't put your confidence in what you're seeing on the charts so much. Put your confidence in the long-term utility. And I believe when you do that and you're standing strong and you're not going to be pushed around by all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and you're holding on, guys, I'm telling you, it's my personal feeling that those of us that hold on are going to be handsomely rewarded. Now, guys, that is what I believe. And I certainly understand if you don't have the stomach for it, I get it, because this can be a nerve-wracking space. But I'll tell you what, a lot of the things that we're going through are things that are being funneled out there so that we have that uncertainty, we lose that confidence, and we start making decisions in fear. And we all know when you start to make decisions on fear, they're usually bad decisions. Now, guys, this is a video I have for you today, and I truly hope that you enjoyed it. Now, if there's anything that I've said that you completely disagree with, will you drop that down in those comments right there? And if there's something that I left out, put that down in there as well. Open it up to the community and start a discussion. Well, guys, as you can tell, I wasn't out there doing my walk today, and for obvious reasons, because I wanted to walk you through a lot of these screens and be able to kind of give you just the breakdown as clearly as I could. Now, listen, as you all know, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice, but if you found value in it, if you'd hit that like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that notification bell right down there so that you don't miss out on any of the videos that we're uploading. And hey, if you're one of the thousands of folks out there that have been watching these videos, but you haven't yet subscribed, would you do the channel a favor and join this community? We would really love to have you on board. So, in the meantime, and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm going to catch you in the next one.